and welcome back to another episode of Life Unmedicated. Life Temporarily Medicated. Do I need to change the name? Nah, it's okay. It's all one journey. Yes, so thank you for joining me yet again. Um, delay. There was a delay. I feel like maybe I've missed probably about a month. I think the last time I recorded was before my mom came. And then, like, I really wanted to record with my mom while she was here and just kind of give like parental perspectives on like ADHD and like what it was like as a mom raising kids with ADHD and things like that. But that didn't happen for multiple reasons. I don't know, like my mom doesn't really like to have serious conversations and there were some things that happened while she was here where I just kind of was like, I don't really know if I'm like mentally ready. I don't know if I had like the emotional or mental capacity to like really deal with that conversation because there were other conversations that I wanted to have that I wasn't comfortable having. So I don't know. It just didn't happen. But it was a really nice idea. Like I was actually really excited about it. But and maybe I'll do it one day. Maybe I'll have the opportunity to do it one day. But that time was not this past visit. Um, and then I was just kind of avoidant of this entire endeavor because I didn't want to talk about the visit. But overall, it was a great visit. I love seeing my mom. I love when she comes into town. We have a really good time for the most part. But there were just some things that like made me a little bit, I don't know, I'm hesitant to share because she now knows about this and I don't know if she's gonna watch it and I don't want to say anything that would like hurt her feelings, which I don't think it would. Like, it's just kind of like just stuff, just things. And I love my mom very deeply. She's the best, honestly. And but there's like mothers and daughters, especially eldest daughters. We There are some things that happen, during childhood and create residual feelings. I'm hesitant to say resentment because I don't think I resent my mom. I just think that um, I'm working through some things, and the realization that I'm going to have to work through them on my own is, or what has been difficult. Because, like I said, my mom, I mean, she straight up told me like she doesn't want to have those conversations. Um, so yeah, I have to do it on my own. And some of that was kind of just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of coming to terms with the fact that I'm going to have to work through some things on my own. And then, like, what does that mean, right? Does that mean that I'll never have the relationship I want to have with my mom unless I'm just able to kind of like deal with it internally? But then that's like triggering because I always deal with things internally because of certain aspects of how I grew up. So anyway, we're getting too deep into it at this point. But yeah, that's why it's been so long. I had, kind of high hopes for the next episode, and then that was disappointing to not be able to do that. And then I was just avoidant because I didn't want to talk about it. So yeah, there it is. So yeah, we're gonna move right and left along into this 97th episode. Today is the 30th of December. I was supposed to record on the 11th. Let me change that. So today we're going to talk about a few things. It's 12:55. I'm going to try to keep it concise. I noticed that, when I do like 15-minute videos, they're more well received, which makes sense for my target audience. Like, we don't have the most expansive I can't think of the word. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like the concentration is not there. The focus is not there for us. So yeah, trying to keep it 15 to 20 minutes. So today we're going to talk about goals, of course, as always, new goals. We already talked about mom's visit. Um, Triggers. We're going to talk about triggers. And then if we still have time after that, we're going to talk about a couple other things. So my goals from um, last, what is going on with my brain today? I'm having a hard time cognitively. Anyway, my goals from last time were to be kind to myself, work out at least twice, get 10,000 steps at least 6 days out the week, no negative anticipations for my mom's visit, and then responding instead of reacting during my mom's visit. So I'm pretty sure I was kind to myself. I worked out at least twice. I'm not sure. I got the flu, so I don't think I actually worked out while my mom was here, but I did get 10,000 steps for the most part, except for the 2 days that I was sick. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, no negative anticipations. I do feel like I cleared my head of a lot of there weren't a lot, honestly. It was just kind of it's like when you have guests in general, but then when your guests are your family or somebody you're close to, there are, especially because I just have not had the best track record with visitors. It's clearly me. Clearly me. I'm the problem because I am um, the common denominator in all of the visits. So I got some work to do on that. I need to kind of pinpoint what it is. I think it's just having people in my space and adjusting to that. I love everyone who comes to visit me. Obviously, I'm not having strangers up in my house, but with this much smaller space, I think it's just different because I live by myself. You know, don't really have I don't really have to consider other people in my day to day or moment to moment, hour to hour, whatever. So it's just different to have people here. And yeah, it's just something that I have to adjust to. But anyway, moving right and left along. Um, Responding instead of reacting. I think I did a pretty good job. I think I kind of mentioned that the last time my mom was here, I got super triggered and kind of yelled at her, and that was bad. But I don't think that happened this time. Um, I was a little perturbed because when I was sick, I felt like I was still having to host, even though, and I get it. Yeah, she doesn't live here, but my apartment ain't but this big. The kitchen is there's only 2, 4, 6. There's only 8 cabinets. Why am I having to get up and find the cinnamon for you when I have 102 fever and I feel like death? You know what I mean? I just feel like if I was visiting my child out of town and they've been away for 4+ years, and also we haven't lived together in over 10 years, so there hasn't been the opportunity to take care of me when I was sick. I'm always taking care of myself when I'm sick. I just feel like if I had that opportunity as a parent, I would have jumped at the opportunity to just take care of my child and nurse them back to health as opposed to adding to their stress. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I do think I got a little irritated at one point, but I don't think I overreacted or had a bad, um, yeah, I don't think that anything happened the last time. So yeah, okay. So I mean, I got most of those goals out the way. Um, so over the past month, I have been really, I've been really focused. I'm still taking my medication. It's been fine. I do think that it's been a little hard to um, measure what the sleep is giving because I've been just I haven't been staying up. I haven't had that issue, but it's been the holidays and I haven't been necessarily working, so I haven't necessarily been trying to go to sleep at a bedtime. And then also when liquor comes into play, it's much easier to fall asleep. So I wouldn't say I've been drinking a lot, but lately there have been more drinks than previous because I think I told you I had just completely cut out drinking for a while, except for once a month. So yeah, it's been kind of hard to um, to measure that. But it seems fine. I'll find out today because I took my medicine kind of late. So we'll see if I can get to sleep tonight. Um, Aside from that, I haven't really had any side effects or negative symptoms. I've been taking it just during the week and then I take a break on the weekends. I did have my labs done and I had a follow up regarding my kidneys and everything looked great. Like, honestly, my numbers are higher than they've ever been. But at the point where I had the labs done, I think I had only been taking my meds for like a couple weeks. So, we'll have another follow up. I'll get my physical and all that good stuff. And, we'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, nothing to be concerned about. So I'm glad about that. Um, what else? Um, I've been, I've been doing really good during the weekdays, of course. And then on the weekends, I haven't been doing like as good as on the weekdays, but I've been doing better than I used to do on the weekends. So I'm trying not to have like, I don't know, way back in the Maybach when I was like a lot younger. I mean, I think I was still in grad school at this point, so must have been like 28. I would do this thing where I like ate really well during the week, and then I would just kind of like I'd be mindful on the weekends, but I would just eat whatever I wanted basically. And I kind of got used to that, but I can't do that because like I'll do all this work during the week, and then on the weekend I basically am undoing it. So I really would like to limit it to like not even a cheat day, but just kind of like, and not even really like a cheat meal. I really don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be effective. Maybe just a cheat meal. And I have to plan it around things because I am dating now, so it's like it's hard to kind of it's hard to have like the same routine when you're like consistently going out with somebody. So it's like I don't know. It's been an adjustment for sure. So I'm kind of trying not even kind of I'm trying to navigate that as well. And so yeah, I mean, but overall, I mean, I'm proud of myself. I feel like I've been doing pretty good for the past month. I've been like hitting certain goals and, just trying to be better at life. um, let's see. Otherwise, I did decide to um yeah, as far as new goals, I really want to the same things, right? Eating well, going to the gym. I do have some resources to reach out to as far as the legal stuff is concerned. So I would like to get that done the next over the next week. I want to set timelines and intentions for my new business. I am going to go ahead. So I got my California clinical license. I told you I already got my Maryland license like almost a year ago. No, 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 no. It was back in like July. So like 6 months ago. And I applied for my California license and I finally got that a couple weeks ago. And so I decided that I'm going to like really I'm going to go ahead and start my business. Like there's no need to really wait. The longer I wait, the longer it'll take. So like I tell myself in the gym, you have to start to finish. And so, yeah, I'm going to start my business. And so I've set some goals for it, but I really want to sit down, create timelines, break big goals down into smaller goals. And I have to really actually figure out what I need to do. Like, I need to create a LLC or pay somebody to do it for me. How much is that going to be? What do I want the name to be? What am I like? What's my target audience? What are the intentions behind the business? Do I want to bring in other? Do I want to bring in employees? When can I do that? Am I going to take insurance? How do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that go into it, and I just feel like, entrepreneurship I have felt in the past is just not for me. But as I go on in life, especially here in California, and I look at like how much money I'm making at my full-time job, how much money I'm making at my part-time jobs. If I were to quit my full-time job and just go with the part-time jobs, I can make way more money hourly. However, it's not guaranteed. And then there's like the healthcare issue, like where am I going to get healthcare? Am I going to pay $600 a month for it instead of paying $150 a month for it? Like, is that going to even out because I'm making so much more money hourly? But then, clients, they come and go. So, like, how is that going to, you know what I mean? There's so many questions. And so I really want to just kind of sit down and flesh everything out and figure out what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, and when I'm going to do it by. Loosely, I would like to give myself 6 months to have the business up and running. That means that I would probably need to get my LLC started within the next 2 months, which means I need to come up with a name. And then once I get the LLC, get my business cards made, I already have a marketing idea. But then I also want to, like, I don't want it to just be me. Like, I want to bring other people in. My big goal, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but like my ultimate goal is to open wellness centers. And obviously it has to start with one, but like the wellness centers that I want to open, I want them to be like all encompassing. I want there to be mental health as well as physical health. I want there to be childcare so that people don't have to worry about that. I want there to be like dietitians and nutritionists. I want it to be like a full body wellness one stop shop. I mean, I even want like there to be like a pool and like a full gym and personal trainers, and but like I have to really, anyway, like I'm not going to get into all that because we'll be here all day and I think I only have like 10 minutes left. So anyway, my goal over the next week is to set a timeline. Well, I think first I'm going to need to I think I'll make my goal to set intentions for the new business and figure out what all needs to be done. And then I want to start rereading the book I was telling you about, the King Solomon book, because there was just a lot about like diligence in there. And there were a lot of gems that I felt like I would need to revisit when I finally cleared my vision. And I feel like although the vision isn't 100% clear right now, it's way more clear than it has been. I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point, and now I do. So I want to reread that book with this in mind and then like take the advice and apply the advice that the author was giving so that I can, just get this party started. Um, so yeah, circling back to what I was saying, I just feel like I felt like entrepreneurship was not for me, but I feel like I'm gonna have to get over it because living in LA, I need to be able to make like limitless amounts of money, and I don't feel like what I'm doing now is sufficient for the amount of money that I'd like to make. Um, it's expensive to live here. Houses are redonkulously priced. And I mean, I'm not even talking like $1 million. If you want $1 million home here, you'll get like 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. And you'll be able to reach out of your window and ask your neighbor for sugar, and they'll be able to reach out of their window and pass it to you. They won't even need to toss it. They'll just have to hand it right to you. And I don't want that. I don't see that for myself. I'm from Maryland, where $1 million will buy you like a 6 bedroom, 4 bathroom home with like a great room and on an acre. And like, I mean, maybe not, like you can live in Potomac for $1 million, maybe. I don't know that for a fact. But if even if you're not in like the most expensive zip code, you can find homes in Maryland that will, like, for $1 million, please, you'll be living high on the hog, okay? So like coming out here and like my rent is more than 2 times my mother's mortgage, and she has double the space I have. So, it's just, I don't know, like that at first made me want to go back home. And I really did plan on moving back home. But now that I have this license and I'm kind of like just having so many ideas about the business I can start and the potential that that business would have, I really just want to try. I want to give it the good old college try, see where it takes me. Do I have a fear of failing? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I can't let fear deter me from something that could be so amazing and reach so many people and allow me to help so many people. And so like I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. I can't let my fear of rejection or my fear of failure, you know, limit my life. I can't. And this really could be what I need to live the life that I want to live. Like, I want to be bi-coastal. I want to be able to go home and visit my family. I want to do all these things. And the salary I'm making right now is not cutting it, baby. So we got to do something else, right? We got to figure it out. I mean, this is ridiculous. I like just thinking about it. I'm just like, I can't. Anyway, um, so yeah, I wanted to talk about triggers and how to avoid reacting. Um, yeah, we're just gonna jump into it because I have like 4 minutes, so I might go over 20. So I'm sorry, but this will be quick. Uh, or maybe I'll just save it because really I can just continue to talk about fear and getting over fear and like ADHD and yeah. Maybe I'll just do that because I don't want to smush it. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, but listen, it's getting done. All right. So yeah, back to starting the business. Yeah, that's definitely, like a lot of my fears are, ADHD related. How am I going to be diligent enough um, to have a successful business? How am I going to like self motivate, especially, taking my medicine? I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, I can take my meds and I can get this done. But I don't plan on taking my medicine for the rest of my life. So if I'm taking it for like the next 6 months and I'm doing great, what's going to happen when I stop again? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen when my 6 month timeline is up and I'm ready to, go at it sans medication again, and I have to self motivate? Like, is my business going to fall apart? So during this time, I really want to be able to set things in place and create routines and regimens that will persist past whenever I stop taking my medication. But it is scary because we see what happened last time. I mean, I wouldn't say my life fell apart, but it has been really hard to self motivate. And with entrepreneurship, there's no like clocking out. And I'm a bitch. I mean, I'm a girl that loves to clock out. Okay. This girl loves to set that boundary 9 to 5. The phone goes off. I put it out of my mind. But especially the first few years of entrepreneurship, it's 24/7. And I mean, it doesn't stop after the first few years either. I mean, it's really intense, from what I've heard over the first few years. But then it's not like, you know, I'll be able to like, it's like having a child. Like, even if your child is not with you, you're still worried about your child. Even when your child is not with you, you're still that child's parent. So I will have to be the parent of this business and make sure that everything is going great. Even when I hire admin, even when I hire employees and they're doing some of the work for me, I'm gonna have to still oversee. And that's fine and dandy. But I need to like really get my mind around the fact that this is not going to be an overnight sensation. Like, this is not something where I can work diligently for 30 days and then see results. I'm going to have to work diligently for years. And that is the scary part because I am a person who needs to have like I need to have a short, not only a timeline, but a short timeline. And within that short timeline, I need to see results to feel like I should keep going. So a lot of this is like changing my mindset and just being able to be consistent and diligent and know that like even if things don't happen for me in the next year, like even if it doesn't pop off in the next year, to keep going because sometimes people go for 10 years before their stuff pops off. Sometimes people go for way longer than what I would even want to have in mind, child. But I am also very excited because I know that God works for his people. And I know that all things work for the good of those who love the Lord. And I love the Lord. I love me some God. And he loves me too. And he don't play about me. So I already know that like I'm going to be successful. It's just a matter of when. And that when question can really trip me up sometimes. So I am just focusing on taking things one day at a time. And that's also why I want to break down my big goals into smaller goals and put a timeline on things so that even if I'm not seeing like a return or like a big boom in business or whatever, I'm still meeting these goals and I can still feel accomplished. So putting the onus on myself as opposed to like how it's reaching other people. And yeah, I mean, I think that that is really where I'm at with things and I feel good about it. I really, really do. I feel excited. There are certain things where I'm like, I don't know, this may not work, or, you never know. But there are certain times when I have like a feeling in my gut that things are going to go well. And I feel like things are going to go well for this. So I'm really excited overall. I am scared. I do have some anxiety about it, but overall I would say I'm feeling excited. And I'm actually really excited to share with you all. I didn't necessarily plan for this entire episode to be about that, but it's appropriate. And yeah, next week we'll talk about triggers and we'll also talk about what was it? It was something, I can't find it right now, but we'll talk about some other things as well because the triggers isn't going to take up a whole 15 minutes. But hey, it might. I'm a yapper. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. That'll be it for this week's episode. It's been 22 minutes. It's probably been more like 25 minutes. So yeah, I failed miserably um, on that. I'm gonna do better next time. Bye. Have a great holiday. Oh, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I wish I had like confetti or sprinklers or something. Sparklers? Not sprinklers, Lord. Sparklers. But anyway, thank y'all for joining. Have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you in 2025.